What up? We're Youngblood Brass Band. This is Joe. I'm David. This is Nat. You're watching Music Channel.
One like
hip hop. The new album is a lot different, I think, for us, at least in the way it was made, because we recorded it ourselves at our studio and kind of mixed it and produced it. And we're also able to take, I think, the amount of time that we wanted to take to make all the sounds. So it's maybe not so different in terms of the way we go about thinking about what the music should sound like, but we're much better at making the music sound the way we want it to sound. We've been a band for so long, we have an idea for what the band sounds like best, and it's a pretty unified idea. And we don't think to ourselves, here, we're going to take this jazzy saxophone thing and take this hip-hop concept and put them together. We just kind of hear this type of music in our heads and know what Youngblood should sound like and do that. I actually think the new record is kind of a step forward in that sense, whereas in our really early days, we were doing more of just kind of smashing things against each other. Like, oh, let's quote this one thing and put it against the New Orleans Brass Band thing. I feel like now the way we write songs, the song sounds the way it should, you know, without just saying it's this, and this.
When we were originally doing this, we were just kind of thinking, oh, what's going on in New Orleans right now? Let's try and do stuff that's like that. But as time has gone on, we've kind of discovered for ourselves what works best for this group of players and for this sound that we're trying to make. So, especially with the opportunity to take more time on the songs on this album and really work them out.
No question that one of the reasons we were able to try to play brass band music when we were 13 or 14 was because we had been trained on these instruments and knew enough about them to start to explore how to play the types of music that we were hearing outside of school. So I mean, that was huge for us to have that music education, and we credit it for a lot of the beginnings of how we learned to play music. But it's also still very disparate in America. I mean, some places have really great music education and some have none at all. So it's not to say that that's really common in America. We were lucky. All these statistics that talk about how much better a child's brain develops when they're trying to play music, how much better their social skills develop, how much more ready and willing they are to understand a concept like empathy or whatever. And because music communicates all those things without having to take a test on it, without having to know the rhetoric or the vocabulary for it.
It never stopped being the capital city of jazz in America. That it suffered plenty of setbacks in a lot of different ways. But the coolest thing about this, and this ties into what we talk about in our educational seminars that we give, is that a lot of people think of New Orleans as being this place that's where jazz history comes from and where things used to happen and where they had a certain way of doing things that was important at the time. But what a lot of people don't realize is that's still going on.